That's flow. Yesterday, oh my God, some major relief came in. And I'm wondering if maybe you have felt some energy shifting in the last couple of days since the end of the equinox, since the end of the eclipse portal that we were in. Maybe things are shifting for the better for you. And I'm wondering how you did it. How was things going on? So in the chat, in the comments, let me know if you've noticed an energy shift. I certainly have. And I also know that I kind of was in a deep, dark place for me, not like super dark, but just a little bit depressive because we have a family that's been involved in horse racing for my entire life. And we have two horses left. My dad's 75, my mom's 72. And we were planning on finishing our racing career here at the track in my local area, BC. And I even shipped my horse back from Calgary at the beginning of August because we were told that we would have a date to start racing in September. And like within 2 days, we were told the track was closed down and we don't have anywhere to race. So that kind of kicked off like a depressive spiral for me, my family. And like, what do we do now? What do we do now? And maybe something like that has happened for you. I know in our area, there are lots of strikes going on. There are lots of job losses, people getting laid off. And maybe your career has been affected, or maybe your relationship is broken up. And what do you do now? Like something like this, like it's a life-changing event. What do you do? What do you do? And how do you feel when that surprise, unexpected event happens in your life? What do you do? Because we all want clarity. We all want to know how to move forward when we're getting into situations like this. We want to be able to flow with ease and be able to have choices and freedom to make decisions. But that doesn't always seem like the case. And doubt and despair and depression and distraction, like coping mechanisms, like I talked about last week on the episode of Receptive Radio last Thursday, start to creep in when something that appears negative comes into our life. And for me, I just wasn't feeling great. And I'm sensitive. I'm picking up on energy that's going on in my family. I'm picking up on the stress, the overwhelm, the worry, and the fear that what do we do now? And a little bit of, desperation of like having to find a solution right away as well comes in. And what did I do? Well, I wasn't feeling great energetically, but I kept up with my practices because I lead a meditation practice group live 3 times a week. And I have people who come, so I have to show up. So I kept, myself aligned enough to keep doing what I already have committed to. But I had this like doubt feeling or energy that was overlaying me. It wasn't like it was super heavy, but it was just there enough to slow me down on a few other things, like not post enough, slow down on my email list, not want to go to networking, but staying committed to what I am already serving people with, but like backing off on creating new connections, new opportunities for myself. And I'm just wondering, when you aren't feeling good, when you're not feeling good about something in your life that's happening, do you notice those types of things, those aligned actions start to fall out of harmony with you and you don't feel like doing what you know actually serves you, actually gets you in the right direction? Tell me in the comments. I'd love to hear if you do notice that dissonance or disconnect start to enter into your life when there's something really big going on. Like I said, a relationship ending. And that's, part of what was happening for me too. A relationship with the horses that has been part of my life is now ending. It's now ending. And I have to decide, and I've had to decide, how am I going to let go? How am I going to let go of this? How am I going to not have this in my life all the time, every week? How am I going to use that energy that I used to put into, going to the races, cheering for my horse? How am I going to redirect that excitement into a new stream? Well, I want to redirect it into my business, of course. But this feeling of despair and depression was, interfering with the excitement happening, the excitement actually being felt in my body when, a stressful situation came in. And so it, I'm so grateful that I have created a platform to keep myself in alignment and to experience breakthroughs when I'm in these states. And I've also experienced testimonials from my clients who come and experience a breakthrough as well, like get the idea that they needed to have, that they were trying to figure out, that was not dropping in when they were anywhere else, or get the clarity that of energy, of feeling better, of feeling excited about life when in your normal state, in your day to day, it wasn't feeling there. So I've had my feedback recently from my clients saying that, wow, that dropped in. I got that message. I received the help. And so I'll tell you the little story around what happened. How did I get out of this depression? And how did it happen so quick? Well, yesterday, I really in the morning was not feeling like getting out of bed. I was just, staying in bed till 7:30. Usually I get up at 5:30 and not wanting to it's not that I didn't want to. I actually did not have the energy, like the excited energy to do my work, like come and make social media posts or market and connect with my goals. I didn't have that energy when I woke up yesterday morning. But at 11:30 a.m. Pacific time, I had to lead my 15-minute life force activation practice. And it's so no matter how I feel, I have to show up to do that. And I was getting a little bit excited because, yeah, this is the opportunity that I do get to connect, and I do need to get to support myself, reset, refresh, renew, raise my frequency with the help of the sun is this practice. And so 11:30 came, and the other part of the story is that I had my horse for sale on an auction, an online auction, starting on Sunday, and it ended at noon yesterday. And I've been tracking it, and I even started him at $3,000 for sale on the auction as a starting bid. And the day before, I got an email Tuesday saying, no one has bid on your horse. Do you want to lower the starting bid? So I lowered it to 2,000. And I've never had my horse on this auction before. I didn't know it was the first time I was experiencing how it works and then the ins and outs. And we kind of needed to get him moved quickly because otherwise we have to pay a whole another month's rent to board him somewhere. And I lowered a price. So then yesterday I knew the auction was closing at noon. And in my background mind, I was like, okay, how do I figure out how to give him away? Where does he go if I don't sell him? Who do I reach out to? And I was, getting the tabs set up for like calls that I would make to figure that out. Then I came my life force activation practice at 11:30 and I let it all go. So this is like a 15-minute opportunity to take yourself out of your stress, out of the situation that you're in, and just put it on pause, tell it to go for a coffee break. And that's exactly what I did because I had to focus. I'm leading this. I have to show up for it. And I've done this practice over 400 times. I've led guided meditations online with my groups. And so I turn off my ego. I decide to line up with my higher self and practice the life force activation practice that specifically works with the sun on Wednesdays, and did it. And I'm going to give you a mini practice after this story. Did it. And then it was 15 minutes before 12. So I felt really good. I felt really good and fresh and renewed and restored and raised in frequency and brightened. I turn on this brightness for us all when we're doing it. And went about doing some emails afterwards, went about, a few little things, bathroom break, probably figuring out what I was going to make for lunch. And at 12 o'clock, I got an email, auctions closed, nobody bid on them. And then immediately I got 2 texts, like at 12:01, asking about the horse, asking if I would lower the price. And so I started texting with 2 of them. And then one was being more interested and asking more questions. So I was giving them more answers and spending more time with them. And then I just said, do you want to get on a call? And I had another call coming up at 1 o'clock that I had to get to. And it was at, 12:40 that I said, let's get on a call, and called him. And he was driving his horse trailer to a track in Ontario and asked me some questions about Tori, my horse, Outlaw Gran Torino, Tori, and is his barn name. And we really just, had a great conversation. It was easy. It was flowy. And he has to pay for shipping to get Tori out to Ontario, which is expensive. It's a long trip. It's like a 72-hour drive or longer. And, he's like, so what do you want? And I had already lowered his price to $2,000 online. So I said $1,500. And he said, yes. And within 2 hours, I had $1,500 in my bank account. He e-transferred me $1,500, and he sold, and he's arranging the shipping. And Tori will be going to continue his racing career, and I'll be able to watch him online and cheer for him. And immediately the relief, the excitement, the surprise set in. And I owe it to aligning. I owe it to that practice yesterday that got me out of that funk that I was in, got me out of it and tuned me up to joy, excitement, what if, surprise. Because after that practice yesterday, I didn't drop back down into my depressed, doubting state that I was in the morning. I stayed elevated. And that opened the door for this opportunity to come in. And it also opened the door for me to be assertive enough to, while I was texting, say, let's talk. And also navigate towards the person who was best to buy them. The other person was kind of weird on the texting and was in Ohio, further away, harder to cross the border, and a little bit more difficult. And this was simple, easy. I knew them. I could look them up on our database in Canada. I could find out more about this information, the person that he's going to, and trust that I was making a good decision. And it was so easy. It was so easy. And I didn't have to do too much to make it happen. I just had to stay in that elevated frequency. And I wasn't punished. I wasn't punished or anything for being depressed or doubtful, but it moved me, that practice yesterday moved me into a state where I could open the doors to receiving the sale, the person coming in to take care of my horse, and also the money in my bank, which will support me paying some bills. So I want to ask you, what do you do? What do you do? Put in the comments. What do you do to get yourself out of doubt, depression, despair, to get into an elevated state of frequency so that the doors can open? And here's another question. Do you notice when you're in an elevated state, when you're feeling good, you're feeling happy, that more things work out easily for you? And then notice when you're in this state of not feeling good, do things not work out for you? And I've tested this out for years, especially at the horse races. Because if I'm not feeling good and racing a horse, it's harder to win a race. But if I'm feeling good and racing a horse, it's so much easier to get in the winner's circle. So I want to just test this, give you a little sample of this practice for a few minutes. It's usually 15 minutes so that you can maybe learn more about it. I'll put the link later for the Life Force Activation landing page so you can learn a little bit more about what you could expect to happen for you when you practice regularly. So take a deep breath and close your eyes. Just notice your feet on the ground. And imagine right above your head is this beautiful sun that has shown up just for you. And it's filled with beautiful, aligned, happy energy, bright, fulfilling, freedom energy. And you're just breathing normally, watching your breath flow up and down inside of you. And imagining that beautiful, gorgeous sun right above your head. And you can intend that your crown chakra is starting to open as a golden ray starts to come out of the sun right into the top of your head. And it starts to glow and brighten and penetrate radiant, blessed light right into your brain, right into your head center, penetrating and permeating your thoughts and moving into all those positive neural pathways that are filled with happiness, joy, excitement, freedom, prosperity, and abundance, brightening them even more, activating them. And this light continues to flow down into your face, filling in your eyes, your ears, your mouth, and flowing down your brainstem into your skull, into your shoulders and spine, and flowing down your throat, opening your voice, bringing abundant words into your communication center and raising them in frequency. And this light continues to flow down, and we're moving quickly during this fast little practice right now, but it goes and drops into your heart center, expanding it and opening the doors to prosperity and abundance, happiness and joy, kindness and generosity, gratitude and blessings. And that light fills into the front of your heart, the back of your heart, the right side of your heart, and the left side of your heart, taking up more space inside of you. And your heart starts to create more spaciousness for flow, abundance, and prosperity. And the light continues to move down further, down into your torso, down your back, and all the way down into your body center. infiltrating your aligned actions and devotion and dedication to your desires. And it continues to flow down your legs, supporting you, guiding you, directing you, and helping you to brighten and lighten and clear and dissolve anything that isn't serving you. And as this light flows, it goes right through your souls and opens up into your root system, blessing the earth. Just take a breath and notice yourself being a radiant light column filled with golden light, expanding with spacious positivity and brilliance. And so I know that's a very quick and short practice, but it can really happen that fast. It can really happen that fast. Let me know if you actually, within those 4 minutes, felt something, felt your attitude changing, felt your energy elevating. And I'd like to invite you to learn more about life force activation. Life force is everywhere. And through the practices that I've created in this membership, we harness it. We bring it into our bodies. We collect it so that we can be aligned and we can get through situations that are not supportive easier and faster and quicker and line up with what we want. And so I'll put the link for the website in the chat, in the comments, and send me a DM if you're interested in learning a bit more, or if you have any questions about life force and alignment and the practice. Have a great day.